So I'm delighted to welcome onto the podcast a special guest today, Richard Verity, one of the co-founders of the Alsama Project in Beirut. Uh, Richard, tell us firstly, what does the Alsama Project do?
So Alsama, as we speak, creates secondary schools and refugee camps. So we have two schools in Shatila, two in Burj al Barajni, and we are educating around about 1,000 children from those camps, mostly Syrian refugees, it must be said, even though the camps themselves are Palestinians. But it's the Syrians that singularly lack any educational opportunity, and so Alsama steps in to give them an education which they wouldn't otherwise have. And if they didn't have that, what would happen to them instead? The boys would be picking up plastic on the streets, the girls would be heading for early marriage.
Give us a bit of a sense of place. So you're in a suburb of Beirut. What are the sort of living conditions like?
So you'll hear firsthand from Wissal and Amal what the living conditions are like, but let me give you an outsider's perspective. I mean, both Shatila and Burj al Barajni are places to see before you die. I mean, they are extraordinary landscapes. Everything that has gone wrong in the Middle East is visible in Shatila. So it's a grim place to live, let's be clear. It's a 21st century slum. It was built on a tent encampment. It has a bloody past, complete with massacres from in the 1980s, but its present is not much improved on that. It's a place with too many guns, a place with too many drugs, and a place that is extraordinarily lawless, run by organizations which we won't mention on this podcast. So it's not a comfortable place to live. If you come here, you'll notice the graffiti, you'll notice the flags, you'll notice the electrical wires hanging dangerously above the street, and they are indeed dangerous, particularly in the winter. You'll notice an awful lot of rubbish, um, and you'll also notice children. I mean, aplenty. Shatila in a square kilometre contains 40,000 people. Burj al Barajni, something similar. Vastly overcrowded, but full of potential. Quite an exciting place as well, if you see it with the right eye. A young place. I mean, the average age of Shatila and Burj al Barajni must be more in the 20s than in the 40s. And yeah, a place that an outsider can feel things can happen here. And sure enough, that's exactly what we felt when we arrived.
So is that what drew you to it? Was the opportunity, the potential? What kind of were the reasons why you decided to set this up where you
Good,
did?
good question, Simon. So I was a management consultant for much of my life. My wife was owning a publishing company and writing books. We were living a happy and prosperous existence in North London. And back in 2018, we had a midlife crisis. We realized that we weren't outside the immediate family doing enough for the world. And so I had an opportunity to come here to work with Syrian refugees. And that was a pivotal moment in my life. I suddenly realized that this was much more important than anything else I'd ever done, that this was as close to a calling as I've ever felt. And why did I feel all of those things? Because I met a group of really remarkable teenagers who I couldn't speak Arabic to, but with whom I could start playing cricket. So back in 2018, Amal and Misal, who you'll meet shortly, began playing cricket with me. They could speak no English. I could speak no Arabic. They could, at that stage, not read or write Arabic either. They were illiterate. But cricket doesn't mind that. Cricket bursts through all sorts of cultural and linguistic barriers. And after teaching them for really not much more than a month, the game had landed. and was beginning, the reputation of it was spreading like wildfire. People's enthusiasm for it in the playground knew no bounds. And suddenly I found myself with 40 enthusiastic cricketers, people that reminded me of myself when I was 10, 11, 12, who could not get enough of the game. These were, these were identical, um, and extremely, therefore, fulfilling to coach. So, so that's where we started. But the more I got to know these girls and these boys, the more impressed I was by them. They had, many of them lived under ISIS in northern Syria. They had all of them witnessed war multiple times. They had most of them fled across the border into Shatila. They now lived in extremely challenging circumstances in Shatila. And you would have thought that would have made them very problematic, traumatized children. In fact, they showed a resilience that was remarkable, a willingness to learn that was quite extraordinary. This was the most benign teaching environment I've ever come across, a work ethic that would put my own children to shame. And it wasn't long before we realized that if we could teach them cricket, well, that was good, but there was perhaps an obligation to teach them more things than cricket. And so we set up our first school in Shatila, Shatila 1, that was in January 2020, and have continued every year since to create a new school complete with cricket attached. And the quality of the cricket and the quality of the school are in competition with each other. I mean, when we talk to the cricketers, we don't tell them this is entertainment, this is something that you're going to enjoy. What we tell them instead is that we are creating the Syrian national cricket team. There are no other candidates but yourselves. We're looking for at the absolute best, and we're going to try and train all of you so that when cricketers come from England or Australia or India or Pakistan, they play us and lose. And as soon as you tell a teenager that, the eyes light up. This feels like something that's worth really dedicating time to, and they play with a seriousness that is truly wonderful to see. Tell them at the same time, so that's during the weekends, that being told that. During the weeks, we tell them, you are as talented a group of students as any group of students anywhere in the world. All that you have lacked up till now is opportunity. We are going to teach you 44 weeks a year. You are going to attend school rigorously, and indeed we have 97% in star schools. If you follow our course with us, we will do our damnedest, our very best, to make sure that you, illiterate students at 12, are going to be university undergraduates at 18 or 19.
And what's been the upshot then? So that was five years ago, I suppose. So I think you're finding that the first students sort of graduating, or at least getting entry to university. Is that right?
That's right. So the moment of truth is soon to be upon us. So September of next year, the first cohort of children will leave. It'll be there's 17 of them in Shatila 1. You're going to meet. I mean, Wissal and Amal are both part of that first cohort, and this will be the proof. I mean, and let's be clear, Sam, this is an astonishing claim that we're making. We made two astonishing claims on the education side. So the first astonishing claim is that we can take a child and in 6 months make them both literate and numerate when they were illiterate and innumerate at the start. And then in 6 years, make them ready for university. Well, think about that. That's moving twice as fast as any of the world's education systems. And to do that, I mean, a number of conditions have to be met. I mean, firstly, 44 weeks of term a year, so practically no holidays at all, except for the 2 Eids, Christmas, and some time off in August. Secondly, a bespoke curriculum that draws on their own personal experiences. And so there are no textbooks. Rather, we teach by objective, but using lots and lots of measurement. And then the third thing that you have to have is students who really, really want this. Um, put all of those things together and suddenly you can do remarkable things educationally.
And tell us what role cricket has played in all this. You say that you train them every week, virtually throughout the year. What sort of impact has that had on the community?
Yeah, so a huge impact. I mean, both on the community and on me. I mean, I, Simon, unlike yourself, was a modest cricketer who loved the game and played at various levels, but never close to the top level. And I suppose in my 20s, I concentrated on other things and started to build a career and create a family. Cricket at that stage mattered to me a little, but not much. Now I think it's one of the central pillars of my life, and I have a view of the game that is practically mystical. What it can do for people is extraordinary. So we all know intellectually, but I've now seen it in reality, how inclusive cricket can be as a game. You can be short or tall, you can be fast or slow, you can be female or male, and there will be a role for you in a cricket team. Um, and at the teenage level, you can have females and males playing together in perfect parity. Well, that by itself is quite revolutionary for a traditional society like Shatila. It also allows us to create opportunities for girls, which we could never do in the classroom. Proper leadership opportunities, as first as captains, but then also as coaches. So we don't set ourselves up to be politically anything, in truth, but dig a little beneath the surface and you can see the importance of gender equality in what we are doing in Alsama, that these girls have the absolute right to express themselves, to excel, as the boys do too. Cricket is the first step on that journey. If you come to Shatila, it's a lot of little alleyways, concrete buildings. It's a slum. It's a 21st century slum. There are no parks. There are no playgrounds. We go and play our cricket outside Shatila. So these bright, young, athletic children have absolutely nowhere to let off steam, to just play and enjoy themselves. So again, that feels like an opportunity missed, a diminished childhood, if that's all that this society were to offer. Well, now it offers something else. It offers cricket Saturday and Sunday, hardball cricket during the week. We shouldn't underestimate the importance of, for a healthy child, of just having that moment of kind of physical exertion, and then followed straight afterwards all the other good things, learning an exercise, becoming good at something, and then playing competitively, which is another way in which we express negative energies and put them to positive use.
I'm Wasal. You can call me Whistle. That's fine. I am 18 years old. I'm from Syria. It's northeast Syria, from Deir ez-Zor. It's a city called Deir ez-Zor. I am also a student at Alsama. I'm studying at Alsama from the very beginning. Also, I'm a cricket coach. I'm coaching other young players at Alsama. And I am responsible for child protection policy, which is a very important policy at Alsama. But I'm responsible for this policy at the playground. And for the future, I'm going, inshallah, hopefully, to study psychology, because I love helping others through psychology. Yeah, and that's me.
So, yeah. Hi, my name is Amal. I'm from Deir ez-Zor, Syria. I'm 20 years old. I love writing poems. I have written 13 poems describing my feelings in Syria during the war, and here the life in Shatila camp. And actually, I love cricket, and I found this is the unique game. So I have been discover cricket since 2018. Actually, I call cricket playground is my homeland, because when I go to the playgrounds, I feel the love and the safety to meet the people and my team members. So cricket game play shape my personality. So the first I was shy and I didn't have the confidence to hold the bat and play against boy or girl. But now I'm ready to play against my coach and win with the proud eyes. And now also I am a pharmacy trainee, so I need to get a lot of to get and help my country. Yes. Sure.
Okay, excellent. So Wissal, you started your cricket. Before you even started your cricket, tell us what life was like in Syria before you arrived in Shatila.
Yeah, my life in Syria was a disaster, actually. I was living in Syria and Deir ez-Zor. My city was controlled by ISIS. I couldn't go outside my home or wear these clothes or show my face. I was forced to wear long clothes and cover my face because ISIS wanted this from all the girls. But my family, we didn't find safety there. We weren't secure there. We didn't find our voices there. So my family and I decided to go outside of Syria, there where my family decided to come to Lebanon. And this is the very beginning point of my journey. From there, when I came to Lebanon, I started to know more people. I started to know cricket, which was my first point of knowing the world. So when I started to know cricket, I started to get to know very good people like Mr. Richard, and I get to know very good coaches. I get to know very good people who are in the same age of me. I get to know the equality of two genders. I was told that by my society that I should not play with boys. I should not get near to the boys. But in the playground, I found this is very untrue. This is false. I thought, when I'm in the playground, I thought I'm a girl. I have my value. I have my weapon, which is my leadership. And from there, I started to know the world more. I started to grow love for cricket. Yeah.
Amazing. And what do you like about cricket? What is it that, I mean, presumably in Syria you had never seen cricket before, or never heard of it particularly. And what is it about cricket that makes you love it so much?
Yeah. So cricket is an amazing game. For me, it is the point where I had to show my parents, who were forbidding me from going outside, to show them and prove them wrong that girls can do something. So before, my parents were saying that I am a girl, I should not go outside home, I should not go and do something for the society. But I proved them wrong through cricket. I went to the playground, I played cricket, I coached some other people, and from there I get to take the trust of my parents. I get to know or teach my parents some things that they didn't know before. For example, they didn't know how to listen to me as their daughter, but through cricket I taught them that by using diplomacy with them. For example, if they wanted me to wear, for example, long clothes, or to do them a cup of tea, I would do that, but in return, they will allow me to go and play cricket. From that, I started to learn how to deal with my parents, and that's all because of cricket, actually.
No.
Have
Yeah.
they been able to watch you play or watch you coach?
Yeah, so I've seen them so many times in the playground, and that's after I convinced them, and they were really happy when I came back to home. I was like, I see the our pride. I see their eyes, like they are looking at me as a girl who has shown them wrong, but they are happy for me because I'm their daughter, obviously. Yes, for most of the time they come to the championship that I play, and I am the captain of the championship. For example, the girls team, my team, I was the captain of a team who played against Sri Lankans women. They are old women, and we are really young women. And I was leading a team, and I was the captain, and I won against this other old adult team. And from there okay, she's doing great, she's winning, she's leading a team. From there I gained my value. They started to listen to me, to my opinion, and whenever they take any decision, they come and ask me for them. Yeah.
What a lovely story. Amal, what about you? So you came from Syria also. Tell us about your story, your journey from Syria.
Okay, actually, as the same as Wasal's story, but I want to add something. So Syria, like it's my homeland, my country. Before the ISIS, I missed 7 years of education, so it was difficult to stay home. And after you get 14 or 18, waiting for your husband to get married, so it was difficult for me as a girl to stay there, doing nothing, just how to cook and learn the duty of homes. So first, when the war happened there, actually our family refused to come to another city or to another country because they feel afraid to, if you don't like have transportations. And when the war, like the bomb, destroy our neighbor's house, they now like they have the decision to come from Syria a legal way to Lebanon. So from here, I start searching for a school to continue my education. Firstly, as Wissal said, as a girl, it's very difficult to as a girl to study or let her like continue her education. But actually, I found the summer as the first place for me and open its door for me to study. At the first, they were teaching us awareness, how to deal with our families, about the effects of early marriage and creative writing. So from this, they are now giving us the normal subject and the employability sessions, like teaching us the life skills and ready to be at work and university students.
And tell us about your introduction to cricket and why you love cricket.
So as I told you, we start at 2018. First, we didn't. For me, I go with my brother because I have no ability to go alone to playground. So it was difficult for me. And my family actually allow my siblings as a boys go to playground and play cricket, and I found it difficult really. And as me, I was like weak person who not had the dream of just early marriage. Now I have actually the dream of playing international for my country, Syria, and for Lebanon. We are playing here. Actually, that from this point, it taught me a lot of things: leadership, commitment, and ambitions to be ambition and fight for our reality, to get outside from our society and change ourselves to better. Yeah, and cricket, this is the first game ever that opened their door to me to discover myself more, to have the voice, to let me, to have the voice.
I mean, it's a fantastic story. I mean, Wissal, just going back to your life quickly. Now you're in the community in Shatila, and you're a cricket coach. So how do people see you?
Yeah. So, for example, I will give you an example. I am actually an inspirational for others who are in my community now, and that's because I am succeeding in my school and at being a cricket coach. Actually, before that, all of my society were seeing me as a girl who has not followed the traditions, who has just went there in the society and did what she wanted to, and which is against the rules of the society. But now they are seeing me as a person who is doing something for the society. Now the change of the mindset of theirs is something really exceptional. So I think now with the cricket, with the education that I'm getting from Alsama, I am really doing something great for the society, as well as changing the society and the perspective of the society about girls. So I think this is really hard to do. I faced lots of challenges for me as from my family, from my society, but now I see myself as a person who is going to change the whole traditions about the girls who are really trapped in a society with no voice, with no leadership, with no value in the society. And this is really hard, but I'm going to do it, hopefully. Yeah.
And do you think that you can create a Syrian cricket team, a Syrian women's cricket team? Is that going to happen, do you think?
Of course, if we were illiterate 6 years ago, and now we are speaking English with you and with lots of people, do you think this will not happen? Of course, it will happen. We have the passion, we have the will, and we are going to do it.
Yeah. So I want to share with you example. So from the war happened here in Lebanon with a lot of problems, I went to Syria. Then I just had the bath only. So I had the idea of opening the first club in Deir ez-Zor in Syria. So I invited boys and girls to play, and we had a lot of lands there. So for me as a girl, like she can't go outside just wearing a abaya and go. So I give my family suggestion, okay, I will wear a abaya and hold the bat and invite the boys and girls to play in the lands. And I do it. Actually, when I went there in the lands, I take my abaya and invite the player, invite the boys and girls, and I gave them how to hold the bat and the ball. And they actually was loving this game, and they didn't let me go to my home. They were fighting to hold the bat and run and play cricket. So I think it's not impossible to open a club there.
Yeah.
It's just need a weapons, and we are ready as a girls and a boys, and we inshallah hopefully open clubs in Syria and in the Middle East, not just in Syria and in Lebanon.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for sharing it. Richard, just to finish, so what's the future for this? What do you see it leading to? And also, how is it funded?
So we have 4 schools. We now feel that we have a formula for teaching refugee teenagers that no one else has at an extraordinarily cheap price. It's about $1,000 per person per year. So many international aid agencies, governments have wasted huge amounts of money on trying to educate refugees with very little to show for it. What we are hoping is that in the education space, we will find the right support so that we multiply Alsama schools, not just opening 1 a year, but more like opening 10 a year, maybe, and possibly all around Syria, where the education system is on its knees. Currently 2.4 million school-age children out of school, and surely going to create problems for their society and all societies in the region in the fullness of time. So that's what we would hope for the education. And where the education goes, the cricket goes too. We are very clear that if we want to run a world-class school, it needs to have a competitive team sport, and cricket is that competitive team sport that works in this environment. So what lies in wait for the cricket? I mean, we should sooner not later become ICC members. We should sooner not later start hosting cricket tours. We've yet to have a single one, but we live in hope that a brave team from England or a brave team from somewhere will come and play our children, and we will then make good our claim that we have world-class cricket standards here, or we will lose and improve, one of the two. So, and then eventually, what happened in Afghanistan could so easily happen in Syria with the right support. I mean, you heard Amal and Wissal did the same thing. I mean, taking a bat and a ball, that was it, to their village, whistling down the street, and out comes 20, 30 curious children who very quickly learn to love cricket. We could make cricket the Syrian national sport very easily, and then they would play with increasing confidence and capability. If you keep advertising your message, communicating your message on podcasts like this, and people come to you, come to the website www.alsamaproject.com, or find a way of contacting me. It's easy to do. Then of course, Alsama grows. We never pressure anyone to give money. We just tell our story. And these donors then very often come to visit, very often then meet Wissal and Amal and their colleagues. And that's a pivotal moment. As soon as they've met, suddenly they have a relationship and they want to do more for these children. They want to do more in such a way that they have opportunities going forward. And then the Alzheimer becomes part of their lives, a very positive part of their lives. And the proof of that is that we have almost never lost a donor. It's quite hard to get them in the first instance, but once they've arrived and they're engaging with us, they love what they see.